Stellar diplomacy. Charlie Blackwood adjusted his collar in the reflection of his ship's polished hull. The sleek black pilot's uniform fit him perfectly, highlighting his athletic build while maintaining professional decorum. He ran a hand through his short dark hair and checked his stubble, just the right amount of rugged charm without looking unkempt. Final approach to Crystalline Heights, the ship AI announced. ETA 3 minutes. The exclusive venue sparkled like a diamond mountain against New Epsilon's neon-drenched skyline. Charlie had transported plenty of wealthy clients there before, but tonight's passenger was special, Lady Voss, heiress to the Voss quantum computing empire. His ship, the Stellar Grace, glided smoothly into the VIP landing pad. The entry ramp extended with a soft hiss as Charlie positioned himself at the bottom, ready to greet his distinguished guest. She emerged from her private hover limo like liquid starlight. Her jade-green hair cascaded in perfect waves, complementing her luminescent emerald skin. The black designer dress she wore probably cost more than most people made in a year, with strategic cuts that left little to the imagination while somehow maintaining an air of aristocratic sophistication. Lady Voss, Charlie bowed slightly. Welcome aboard the Stellar Grace. Her amber eyes flickered over him with casual disdain. You'll do, I suppose. Let's not dawdle. I have a gala to attend. Charlie maintained his professional smile as he guided her aboard. The flight to Crystalline Heights was mercifully short, filled only with the sound of Lady Voss tapping away at her quantum-linked personal device. As they landed, Charlie moved to assist her descent down the ramp. His arm accidentally brushed against her exotic leather handbag. Her reaction was instant and volcanic. Don't touch that, you primitive ape, she snapped, clutching the bag to her chest. This Novarian dried clutch is worth more than you and your entire ship combined. Charlie felt his jaw clench but kept his voice steady. My sincerest apologies, my lady. Please allow me to escort you to the entrance. They were halfway across the landing pad when the first shots rang out. 3 hover bikes screamed out of the darkness, their riders firing indiscriminately into the crowd of arriving guests. Charlie didn't hesitate, he grabbed Lady Voss and pulled her behind a decorative pillar just as plasma bolts scorched the ground where they had been standing. Her eyes were wide with shock as she pressed against him. Still think I'm worthless? He asked with a slight smirk. She looked up at him, a new light in those amber eyes. I'm glad you touched me this time, she purred. The aftermath of the attack transformed the elegant landing pad into organized chaos. Security forces swarmed the area while frightened guests huddled in small groups, their expensive attire now dusty and disheveled. Charlie kept Lady Voss safely behind the pillar, his body still partially shielding hers. Those weren't common thugs, he muttered, scanning the perimeter. Military-grade weapons, coordinated approach, this was professional. Lady Voss's fingers dug into his arm. The merger announcement, she whispered, her earlier haughtiness replaced by genuine concern. Father was supposed to reveal our partnership with the Aurelian Consortium tonight. If that deal falls through. Your competitors wouldn't want that happening, Charlie finished. He felt her pressed against him, her exotic perfume clouding his senses. The adrenaline from the firefight hadn't quite worn off, making him acutely aware of every point where their bodies touched. I need to get inside, she said, but her voice lacked conviction. The announcement is less important than your life, Charlie's tone left no room for argument. Those shooters could still be out there. Let me get you somewhere safe. She looked up at him, amber eyes searching his face. The arrogant mask had cracked, revealing something vulnerable underneath. Why do you care after how I treated you? Because it's the right thing to do, he replied simply. And because you're not half as awful as you pretend to be. A small smile played at her lips. Perhaps I misjudged you, Charlie Blackwood. She said his name like she was tasting it. Very well, I place myself in your capable hands. The way she said it sent a shiver down his spine. I'll contact my security connections, get us somewhere off the grid until we figure out who's behind this. Us? She raised an elegant eyebrow. You're hiring me as your personal pilot and bodyguard, unless you'd prefer to trust your safety to someone else. Lady Voss's laugh was musical. How presumptuous. I like that. She pressed something into his palm, a crystalline credit chip. Your retainer. Don't make me regret this. Charlie pocketed the chip without looking at it. This way. My ship has a secure cabin we can use until I make arrangements. They made their way back to the Stellar Grace, Charlie constantly vigilant for any signs of pursuit. Once aboard, Lady Voss settled onto a plush couch in the private cabin while Charlie engaged the ship's security protocols. You handle yourself well under pressure, she observed, watching him work. Military training. Special forces, he confirmed. 8 years before going private. Fascinating. She crossed her legs, the dress's slits revealing an expanse of emerald skin. I wouldn't have expected a decorated warrior to end up as a glorified chauffeur. The pay is better, he said dryly, and the company's more interesting. As the ship's engines hummed to life, Charlie couldn't help but wonder if he was making a terrible mistake. Lady Voss was dangerous, not just because of the people hunting her, but because of how she made him feel. Still, as he glanced back at her, catching her amber eyes watching him with newfound respect, he knew there was no turning back now. Whatever game they were playing, they were now in it together. The end.